Hi, how's everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. Enjoying some outdoor time if it's getting warmer in your area, as it is a bit in ours. We kind of fluctuate this time of year, a little back and forth. But hopefully you're able to get outside, get some fresh air, and all that fun stuff. Anywho, we are making our breakfast of the week. Today we are making almond cream cheese coffee cake. Very decadent, very delicious. Gonna need to share some of it. All right, let's get to it. It's time for another episode of Cooking with Kaitlin. That's me. Enjoy. All right, so we're gonna start by making the streusel for our coffee cake and set it to the side. Got 2.5 cups of flour. Adding a 1/4 teaspoon salt. Gonna get a whole teaspoon of cinnamon. I have 1/3 cup of white sugar, a cup of packed brown sugar, and 1 sec while I get the other ingredient. All right, and then it's 1 cup or 2 sticks of butter melted. Got a few bits, they'll melt though in the heat. Yeah, see, they're just already. All right, so just getting that. Just gonna combine it to make the streusel for the topping for our coffee cake. And after that, we will set to the side to move on to our next step. We're going to do the cream cheese step next, and then we will do the batter, and then assembly. And in the meantime, we are preheating the oven to 325. All right, move on to the next step. Cream cheese filling. We've got 2 8-ounce blocks of cream cheese that we got to room temperature. So that's 16 total ounces. We have 1 egg that we also got to room temperature. And 1/2 cup of sugar. We're just going to cream this all together. And then we will set it to the side as well as we did the streusel. And we want it to get nice and smooth in there. So we've got it all mixed. We're going to just keep doing this for about 3 to 5 minutes till it gets nice and fluffy. But I'll pause you guys because after that I'm just going to set it to the side. I'll pause you guys till the next step, okay? Batter, we've got 2.5 cups of flour. We're adding half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, we're going to use our fork to just get those together. We're going to set them to the side, hang tight. All right, we have a stick and a half of butter. We've let get to room temperature. I'm going to cream that with a cup of sugar, 2/3 cup buttermilk. We also let get to room temperature. And then we have 3 eggs. We've let get to room temperature. We're going to get in there. And we'll cream all our liquids together. Then we will combine our dry ingredients with that. All that out there. Find my spatula. Oh, and it's gonna make it, our almond extract. Doing 2 teaspoons of almond extract. Smells so nice and almondy. Right now we're going to gradually start adding in our dry ingredients. Sorry if it hasn't been as close to the camera as it needed to be. See, we're getting it all nicely blended. All right, one sec. All right, so we have got our pan sprayed. I'm going to put half the batter down and spread it. All right, we're just trying to get it, kind of pushing it a little to spread it, making sure it's pretty equal thickness. Since it's just, well, we'll probably share a little bit of it, but still, my hands are clean. Because I'm always cleaning up in between moments. So my hands are consistently clean. All right, and now we're going to do that with our all of our cream cheese filling. Kind of plop it in different areas so we can spread it out and around. Use my scraper to get that. So we get all that yummy cream cheese filling in there. Much like we just did, we're just kind of evenly spreading it around. Okay. Just checking one thing. All right, now we're gonna put the rest of the batter on top. I'll spread that as well. Put that out of my way. And we're just spreading to cover that up as well. Just covering up our cream cheese layers, our goal. Because then we're going to cover it all with the streusel we made earlier. Got an earworm in my head and I cannot figure out what song it is for. I can't even place like lyrics and I'm not musically talented, so I can't even hum some and be like, somebody help me out. But when I see my hubby, I'll ask him because he can usually figure it out for me after all these years. And my tone deafness, he's kind of figured out how to read through most of it. Usually can get it figured out. But it is driving me to a little bit of distraction in the head. Because I'm like, what is that song? What is it from? Like, if I could even think of what I'm thinking of it from, I might be able to look up a soundtrack or something. Alas, no such luck today. All right. Now for our streusel. Just all there on the top. I feel like it's a movie that has Antonio Banderas in it. I can't think of which one. To go online and look them up. We're almost done with this. We're going to put it in the oven for an hour. Then we're going to let it fully cool before cutting into it. Otherwise, that cream cheese filling that we made will totally ooze out. Which would be fine if we were doing something like a molten cake. But we are not. We are doing a coffee cake. And we don't want it to ooze out. We want it to be kind of re-solidified. So we have to let it get fully to room temperature before we can do that. All right. In the oven it goes. We'll check when it gets out. It's been in there for an hour. It's popped right up nicely. See, it's got just a smidge bit of jiggle because of the cream cheese, because that's, well, if you were baking it all the way through, you're likely burning it if you're not mixing it with more than what we mixed it with. Anyway, now we're going to let it cool completely. So probably going to let it cool for at least an hour, if not a little longer. Try to remember to slice on camera. But in case I forget, bon appetit. All right, forgot to film when I cut, but I let it cool for an hour and a half. Felt the bottom was only mildly warm, so cut into it. And there you see, it's nicely solidified. Bon appetit.